Hello investors and future investors, welcome to 2022 and welcome back to the channel. In today's video I will give you an idea on how you can use your own money to make you make more money. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. On this channel we help you with option strategies that can give you consistent revenue. Why not make money from your living room with option trading? And no worries, I'll show you how. And all I ask in return for this free content is an early thumbs up by you hitting the like button, and consider subscribing for more ways to win with options. Welcome to Investment Gains. Let's jump right into it. So welcome to 2022. Let's make money together. Today's video will feature a buy and hold strategy as well as weekly sell strategy. And today's video is going to feature none other than AMD. Now, for those of you that don't like trading every day, like myself, this will be a semi-passive strategy. And for those of you that are trading with a much smaller account, I will add a bonus stock to the end of the video that can also be used with this strategy. So stay tuned for that. So like I said, our stock for today is gonna be AMD. So let's get right into it. You know how we do it. Okay, so here we are on AMD, and as usual, we're gonna go to trade AMD options in order for us to open up our options chain for 2022. Now, this strategy first involves buying of a call. If you guys don't know what that is, just check out my other videos. I will link it to the top. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start off by buying a call. So make sure it says buy and call, and now we're gonna choose our strike date. We're gonna go way out. Let's go out to January 2023. Now that we have that selected, what we're gonna do, we're gonna look for a strike price below the current share price in order for us to buy our call. The strike price we're gonna go for today is gonna be the 125 strike price. Now, how did I come up with the 125 strike price? Let's go ahead and click into the price in order for us to open up the Greeks. Once again, if you don't know what the Greeks are, I will link a video to the top. So here we are on the Greeks, and as you can see, this option is giving us a 70 delta. It's also giving us a 50 volume when compared to an open interest of 6,225. That's absolutely amazing. And thirdly, the implied volatility. The implied volatility being at 50% is extremely good. That shows the stock is rather stable. So let's go back into it, and now we're going to purchase it. Now, in order for us to buy this call, we will have to pay around $3,800. So let's go ahead and click into it. We're gonna hit continue, and there you have it. So this is gonna be known on Robinhood as a long call. However, this is known in the options world as a LEAPS option, which stands for long-term equity anticipation securities. Now, in order for us to buy this LEAPS option, it's gonna cost us $3,830. Now, we're gonna go down to the profit calculator in order for me to show you guys a few tricks. So let's start with the max profit. By purchasing this call, your max profit, as you can see here, is unlimited, meaning it could go up to infinity. Now, whenever there's a chance to make a profit, there will be a chance to make a loss. So the max loss in this stock is the amount you invested into it. Now, you cannot lose more than you invest. So that pretty much makes it semi-safe because you know exactly what you're risking. Now, if you do your research and do your due diligence on AMD, you will see, like I've come to the conclusion, AMD is a rather good stock. So now that you bought this LEAPS option for 2023, there isn't much that you need to do until that time. This is the buy and hold part of this strategy. You buy and hold a stock that's very good, and on a weekly basis, you try to make as much money off of that stock as you possibly can. So now that we have that stock into our portfolio, what are we gonna do? So now we're gonna go back to our options chain. Okay, so here we are back on our options chain. Now, we just bought a LEAPS option or a long call. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna leverage the power of that LEAPS option, and now we're gonna sell weekly covered calls. So a covered call means you're selling a call against a stock that you own in your portfolio. In this case, you don't actually own 100 shares, but what you do own is a LEAPS option. And Robinhood will allow you to use that LEAPS option as collateral in order for you to sell weekly options. So now to sell weekly options, we're gonna go to sell and call, and we're gonna choose our expiration date, January 14th, which is 1 week out. Now that we're selling a call, now we're gonna choose our strike price above the current share price. and we're going to go with a share price of, let's say, 157.5. Now, how did I come up with 157.5? So according to my risk tolerance, I always like to look for a chance of profitability of 75% or higher. Now, since AMD is a stock that I would want to keep in my portfolio, I'm going to go a bit higher than 75%. So the chance of me losing or getting assigned is a lot lower. So for this case, the 157.5 price gives me an 86% chance of profitability, which is extremely good. Not only am I going to get an 86 chance of profitability, I'm also going to get a premium of $1.25 or $125. As you know, each option contract is multiplied by 100 shares. So let's go ahead. We're going to click into it. We're going to hit continue. We're going to choose the amount of contracts we want, which is 1, and there you have it. So once I decide to sell this covered call, I will be receiving $125 minimum credit into my portfolio. Now, this is the good part. That $125 is mine to keep no matter how this trade goes. So there is a couple ways this trade could go. So if on January 14th, AMD is trading at 157.5 or below, then you get to keep your 125 and you get to sell another covered call for the following week. Now, the other way this trade could go, if AMD on January 14th, once again, is trading at 157.5 or above, then once again, you keep your $125. Like I said, that money is yours to keep no matter how this trade goes. Now, if your strike price is 157.5 or above, then you will need to manage your trade. Now, I do have other videos about that, so I'm not going to get into it in order to not make this video too long. So I will try to link that video to the top as well. So the idea here is to sell your covered call as high as possible with a high chance of profitability in order for you to not be assigned, in order for you to rinse, repeat, and keep doing it on a weekly basis. So what you need to ask yourself, what can I do with an additional $125 every single week? Now, $125 extra every week is pretty decent, but what I usually use is my return on investment. What percentage of the money I invested am I getting back? Now, if you were to take $125 and you divide it by the amount of money you paid for your Leaps option, which is $3,830, hopefully you remember that, you will get a return on investment of around 3%. Now, a return on investment of 3% a week is extremely good. If you multiply that by 4, that is a 12% return on a monthly basis. If you can get that somewhere else, then I suggest you take that $4,000 that you invested in Leaps and put it towards that cause. But for me, 3% is very good. Now, you can make a lot higher than 3%, but the risk will be a lot greater. Now, if you're more of a risk taker and you want to make a lot more than 125, what I would suggest you do is reduce your chance of profitability and you could go down the line. So let's say you decide to choose a $150 call with a 75% chance of profitability, you will be receiving $276 as opposed to the initial $125. Once again, you need to choose a strike price that coincides with your risk tolerance. Now, as promised, I know in order for you to get into this particular PMCC, which is you buy a Leaps option and you sell covered call against it, this one is pretty expensive. In order for you to get into this, it will cost you $3,830 or close to $4,000. Now, I do understand that spending $3,800 in order for you to get into this PMCC, as most of you would have guessed the strategy by now, is a bit much for people trading for a lot smaller account. So as promised, I'm going to give you a bonus stock that can be utilized with this same strategy. So that bonus stock is going to be ticker QS or Quantum Scape. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So here we are on Quantum Scape, but I'm not going to dwell on it too much. I'm going to give it to you real quick. So once again, we're going to go into trade Quantum Scape options in order to open up the options chain. And we're going to make sure it says buy and call, and we're going to choose our expiration date way out. Once again, we're going to go with January 20th, 2023. Now, remember, we're going to choose our strike price below the current share price. And we're going to go with the $15 strike price. Here you go. Now, with the $15 strike price, we're going to open it up in order for us to see the Greeks. Now, with the $15 strike price, as you can see, you have an 82 delta, which is extremely good. and you have a volume of 7 in comparison with your open interest of over 2,500. Your implied volatility is a bit higher at 76%, but this is still reasonably good. Okay, so let's go ahead and buy the $15 option. We're gonna hit continue, and there you go. So in order for me to purchase this, like I said, I will have to pay $1,055. Now that you're gonna add this into your portfolio, you could go ahead right away and you could start selling covered calls. If you do wish, you could sell a covered call for the 7th, which is only 3 days away. However, I would strongly advise that you go for 1 week out in order for you to capitalize on making much more premium. So let's go ahead and we're gonna go right into it. So let's go once again to trade QuantumScape options, and now we're gonna go sell and call, and we're going to choose our same strike date of January 14th. Once again, we're going to go with the strike price above the current share price, and we're going to go with the, let's say, $25. We're going to go with the $25 call. Now with the $25 call, you will have a chance of profitability of 80%. Now with that also comes a premium of 0.5 or $50. So we're going to go ahead, click into it. We're going to click continue, and as usual, we're going to choose the amount of contracts. So right away, once you do this, you will be receiving $50 on a weekly basis, pending the stock price pretty much stays the same. Now, what is your return on investment? In order to find your return on investment or ROI on this one, all you need to do is divide your $50 minimum credit or premium by the amount of money you spent to get into this, which is $1,055. That should net you around a 5% return. Once again, 5% in option is extremely good once you're not taking a lot of risk. Now, we have lots of strategies like this on this channel. So if you want to join the weekly income team, like and subscribe right now. Also, hit the notification bell to get an alert whenever I post a video. But most importantly, please share this video with someone you think that can benefit from its content. Let's help as many as we can. Thanks for watching, and remember, always keep pushing your investments.